Doing well. How are
Good.
you?
Are you nervous or excited?
I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Have you ever had a mediumship before?
No.
No. Okay, so this is a completely
No,
first
we
for
did
you.
a palm reading with Shalane and my friend Lisa.
Oh, I literally just saw Shalane the other day.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. We're on camera and we're like,
Oh, you're good. No, you're good. You're good. No, we did that the other day, or a little while ago, but I haven't, that was my first, like,
that's exciting
anything. So this will be the first.
Okay, so I'm gonna briefly explain a little bit about how it works or how I work as a medium, and then we will just get started right into it. So as spirits come in, they show me things through my visual senses. So they show me signs, symbols, and give me impressions as to who they were in this life and how they're still in your life today. It is my job to basically interpret it, to the best of my ability, and interpret it. Now, there's already going to be a lot of things I already know what that interpretation is, but then there's some that I have no idea what they're talking about, but you might, So that's why I have to say everything they show me, even if it doesn't make sense to me, because you might fully understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're your family members. I have no idea why the hell they're going to bring up what they do. I don't know why people alive bring up what they do most of the time. It's just my job to relay anything that they tell me. Now, they can show us things from the past to validate who they are and their memories, as well as showing things that are happening in your life right now. And that's their way of allowing you to know that they're still in your life, still supporting you, and haven't missed a day of your life. I can't control who comes in, whoever comes in, but they can sometimes talk about other people, and they can do that often. People who are alive or people who are past. And it's their way of still acknowledging everybody who is still safe and is on their mind.
Okay.
Let me see if I'm missing anything. There are times I am scribbling here, and that's going to be I basically need to listen to them first and then relay things. And sometimes it takes me a minute they gave me something. Okay, I need to interpret that. I need to be the one to put words to it, and then I can relay it. What they show me is never wrong, but I can misinterpret. Any medium can. I don't care who you are as a medium, we can all misinterpret. So if something doesn't sound right, we just need to figure out what else could it be within reason.
Okay.
If it is not reasonable, if it's not practical, I will not try to make it fit. I'd rather say I don't know than make something seem like a stretch.
Yeah.
So, okay. Any questions before we get started?
I don't think so.
Okay, you actually have two people behind you right now. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to talk to first. They were supposed to figure this out as I was talking. There's an older lady right here, and then there's a younger gentleman right behind you. Oof. I know. I want to start with the older woman, but she's like, no, let him go. And she keeps nudging him, let him go, let him go. And he's trying to sit back like, I don't know if I'm going to go. And you know what? You just don't have an option. Sorry, guy, dude. She's not letting him say no. So this is going to be, I'm going to move to the younger gentleman first. And this is going to be somebody who passed way before his time. He was not passing of old age by any means. When I asked him what happened towards the end of his life, he holds his head down, which means, my symbol for there is a little bit of a guilt as to how he passed. When I am sitting around him during the time of his passing, I feel like I'm not getting enough closure. And I feel like there's too many questions unanswered. It would have been really quick. He snaps his fingers, which is very tragic and very quick. He's okay now, and he's in great spirits now, which is really important. But he pulls off the Band-Aid, and the wound on the family is still just as raw as it ever was. Do you know who this is?
It might be my stepbrother, Joe.
Yeah.
He died in a car accident.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, very young, 33.
Yeah, I'm like, he is just, he's in great spirits now, but you need to know that he is taking some responsibility for what happened. He will not show me the full incident. I don't want to see the full incident, but he's making me feel like he's taking some of the responsibility, but that he is in a better spot now. I feel like that he makes me feel like the family doesn't like talking about it. It's just best if we just don't talk about it. And he's like, that's not helping anything. He's like, he wants people to come together. He wants himself to be remembered. Did somebody get a tattoo in memory of him? He just shows me a tattoo.
Yeah, my brother did.
Your brother did?
And my stepbrother and several family members
Perfect.
did. Yeah.
And he's excited over that. He's like, yes. He's like, that's how he wants to be remembered, for the fun. He's reckless, he's goofy, he's laughing, he's fun. And that's how he wants to be remembered. And he thanks you and the family for choosing that way to honor him. That is such a beautiful thing, And it's funny because he was sitting back at first, like, I don't know if I want to say anything. And like, it must be a grandmother or something. She definitely looks older. She was not going to let him get out of this. Like, you talk. And he was not going to say no to her. So, but he is in really great spirits now. He wants everybody to know that he did not suffer, and that it was quick, and that he was met by somebody on the other side. Who is that? It's definitely an older person, and also a dog. He was met by an older person and a dog on the other side.
Maybe Tootsie. It could be his mom.
Okay.
My stepdad's previous wife. She died when he was quite young. The dog, we had a family pet, but
I'm like, it's hard to see. So because like when he has to show it to me, it's getting further out in kind of the haze. But he shows me that he was met by somebody who was older than him, and it was either a parent or a grandparent, and they were there. They were actually there at the time of his passing to help pull him and help transition him to the other side. So he is such a fun energy, such an uplifting energy.
Yeah, he was a party.
Thing. Yeah,
he was
I
a wild
could tell.
guy.
He really was. And you know what? He is the kind of energy you ask him if you need to just have a little bit of fun, if you need something to smile about. He is there for you. Now, I probably would not ask him for like overly sound advice. Like, I won't ask him about anything about your bills or financials. I don't think he would be good in that department, But when it comes to just having a good time, he is always down for it, down for it. And he's talking about the vacation. Was there a vacation after, or recently has there been talks about a vacation? He keeps talking about the exciting vacation.
I don't know, not that I can think of. But
so it would be if there was something shortly after, around the time of his passing, as in the past, or something recently or coming up very soon. We're not going to include that big chunk in the middle. It would be because they can show past or they can show present, and I don't always know what they're talking about. To me, it feels like it would probably be a little bit more present if there was a recent vacation or somebody's talking about taking a vacation, because he seems so excited about it now.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
No worries. Yeah, that's fine.
There could be. I don't know.
Okay. Let me see if he can.
Sorry, I'm no.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Sometimes when we're put right on the spot, we can't think, and then you get home, you're gonna talk to your sibling or something,
I'm sure
and
that's
you're
what's gonna happen.
Out
and be like,
right
oh,
away.
What
I hear back from people daily, so I'm not too worried about it. However, talk to your family and see what is the vacation, because it really feels like if it hasn't already been brought up, it's going to be brought up really within the next week about a vacation, and he's excited for it. He's like, go and do it. It's fun, it's adventurous, and he's here for it.
Yeah, awesome.
So, did you have any questions for him or anything that you wanted to talk about with him?
Oh, I don't know. It's so funny because before coming, I was trying to think of family members and loved ones who have passed, and I didn't even think about Joe at all. So that was just really, really cool, because you said a young man, and I'm like, I don't know. And then it was just like, boom. So he wasn't even on my mind. So sorry, Joe.
It's fine.
I love you so much. I'm sorry. I didn't think of you ahead of time. But no, Joe was, he was incredible. So I love that so much. But
another thing I want you to ask your family about to see if they know is he's talking about a watch.
Okay.
And he's like, try to find my watch. Okay. But I had a feeling we wouldn't know what it is right now. So it's something to ask your family about, because he would have loved that watch.
Okay.
Would have loved it. So, but he is in such beautiful spirits now. He's still reckless. He's still fun. He's reckless now, and he is there's no kind of repercussions. So he's going to continue to be restless in spirit. So, He's gonna start letting your, I want to say it might be a grandmother. She seems older, you know, but let me move over to her. And see, let's talk to her for a second and then see where she goes with this. So this is going to be somebody, now I'm thinking it's grandmother, but if as I'm explaining this, it really starts sounding like somebody else, you know, we'll see who it is, you know? I'm just saying that because she looks kind of old.
Yeah,
so,
that's fair. Valid.
Yeah. So she is older. Now she's not a very tall person. She's actually quite short. However, she is a big presence. You know, she's somebody that I don't want to piss off. I don't want to you know, like the way, like even the way that she holds herself, the way she's looking around, I'm like, oh, your mind's working. Even if you're not saying anything, you're thinking, you're watching everything. She would have been a very strong matriarchal type of person. However, yes, opinionated, but not always like pushing the opinion down like everybody's throat, but she always has an opinion on something. She does show me, when I ask her what was happening towards the end of her life, it really does feel like more like an illness or a decline, but she presses on her chest and then releases it again, which could be heart or anything breathing of an issue at the end of her life. She's coming in being a lot more presentable. Like her hair is just right. She has some nice jewelry on. She wanted to be remembered in a more fond way than how it was at the last moments of her life. Do you know who this is?
I'm struggling a little bit because it doesn't, I mean, I have a grandma who was short, but that wasn't really...
She wasn't that strong opinionated.
That wasn't really her personality. Yeah. I mean, I guess my other grandmother was short. She's kind of more stern and in your face, but I can't remember if I wasn't super close with either of my grandmothers.
Yes.
And so I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of anyone else too that could be
mother's side or father's side.
With the mother's.
Mother's side for the stern one. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So my dad's mom she was little, but she died of like dementia and Alzheimer's kind of related things.
And to me, I'm getting more of like, I'm not getting the dementia or Alzheimer's because that's a very specific symbol for me. So I'm thinking that this is mother's mother?
Possibly.
Let me get more into it and we can kind of see. Okay. Now, when I asked her to tell me more about her life, first of all, she doesn't like being focused on. She's like, I'd rather talk about you guys, but too bad, you know, you're gonna have to suck it up for us for a minute and talk about yourself. She's showing me how like her things and how she always tried to keep things as nice as she could, you know, and it's a sort of thing that if she could pick and choose like what she would have passed down to everybody, she totally would have, you know. It's the sort of thing she wants people to always have a piece of her. But I am specifically seeing jewelry that she would have owned that somebody would have still had, or that she would have wanted to be passed down. Let me see. But it's interesting because she's talking about I want to say it's your father. So, I mean, I guess she could still know your father, but she's talking about your father. And it's funny because they're so different and it must just be her son-in-law or something. They're so different from each other, you know, yet they sometimes click and then sometimes they don't see eye to eye and then sometimes they click, you know, but she actually really enjoys being around like your father's energy, you know. That's something that she actually, even though when I look at them, I'm like, I would have never expected you to be around each other in a million years. She is around him often.
That's interesting. I don't know. I mean, my father has passed away when I was quite young. So I don't know. I was 7, so I don't know what their relationship was like when he was alive.
So that's going to be hard to validate.
Might be. I was like, I don't know if this is like a past Earth relationship too, if they're or not. I don't know.
Interesting, yeah. No, she really does make me feel like she would have known you in this life, you know, even if it was just briefly, you know, but she is a very strong energy kind of coming in. And if it wasn't a grandmother, then it would be something like an aunt or a great aunt. It's not going to be like, it's older than what a mother would have been, but it is kind of still coming up the family
my
tree.
Aunt Susie, so my dad's sister passed away. I don't remember her much at all, but it's kind of like she and my dad both had the same genetic disease that caused cancer, passed away from that cancer. So I don't know if that is a tie to, if it's one of his siblings.
That is possible. That is possible. Because I was like, why would she be talking about your dad? Like it seems like there's some type of connection with your dad, you know? And unfortunately, it seems like, and I mean this respectfully to her and the family, but it seems like she was aged a lot more than she should have been, you know? But that probably was the illness that was starting to take over, you know? But she is in a really good spot now. And she says that she is around your father all the time, you know? They're so close, they butt heads, yet they're still around each other all the time. You know what? And she's funny. She keeps talking, which is my symbol for that. It probably is more of your aunt than your grandmother. Yeah. Because sometimes if they are just stop talking, then I'm completely on the wrong track, you know? And they're just like, that's not me, you know? Okay, but she's keeping talking. So this probably is more of your aunt. Now, she what was she started talking about your dad. She's funny. She's like, I tried to get him in today. I really did, but it was like pulling nails, and you know, because he didn't know if he wanted to be on camera today. I'm like, are you serious? He didn't know he wanted to be on camera today, you know? But it's interesting because she's a little bit more theatrical, you know, and she's funny. She's like, you get that from me, you know?
Maybe that's where it comes from. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you know, but like when I go over to your dad, he's a little bit more quiet, you know, he's not as theatrical, but you know what, she's around you all the time. Like I literally see like I don't know, she's going on the theater, like she's showing me like the curtains drawing, like what is this whole, like what is she talking about?
Well, I do theater, and so that's probably I just finished a show. Yeah, we just finished a show a couple of weeks ago, so that's perfect. I mean that feels really obvious.
Yes. So, and it's her way of saying that she watches you, you know, she is around all of the time. And even though she didn't really get to know you in this life, you guys feel like you're kindred spirits, truly, you know, she sees so much of herself in you, you know, even in a lot of the personality, it's sassy, it's opinionated, no offense. No, I'm saying you're sassy and opinionated.
I'll take it.
So, but yes, your dad, he's being a little camera shy, she said. So, and I don't want to try to like force him to come in by any means, you know. I don't have that power anyway.
You're like, I couldn't
if I wanted to, you know. But she really does have so much love for you, and she was gonna make sure that your stepbrother came in as well. So thank you for letting me connect with both of them today. I really find it to be such an honor and a privilege. Yes, it was a little bit harder to understand who she was at first, but I think as she kept talking, it made more and more sense as she kept bringing up her brother, your dad, so much, and saying that she's with him, you know. So I appreciate you letting me connect with them. Did you have any questions for either one of them?
Oh, I don't know. I probably should have thought of things like that before, but
that's okay.
Not really.
No, and that's okay.
I just love that.
Sometimes it's just knowing that they are still around.
Yeah.
You know, and that they're, you know, we're not walking this life alone.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for letting me connect with them. I truly appreciate it.
I love it. That was awesome.
So.